So we've taken our time to say anything about this Canadian gun law situation that's happening. Because one, we need to understand the situation, and two, we need to understand how we could be most effective with our voice. So for those of you that are saying, what gun situation in Canada? Let me give you a little bit of context. In May of 2020, Bill C-71 banned 1,500 assault-style weapons in Canada. And in this ban, Trudeau was famously quoted as saying, "You do not need an AR-15 to kill a deer," indicating at that point that, hey, we're not coming after your hunting rifles. In this same time frame, Dr. Al Drummond, who's a member of the federal government's Standing Committee for Public Safety and Security, went on a video interview and said this.
I think it's time to change the attitude. I think it's time to accept what Canadians are saying, which is, the days of, hunting for your family and providing for your family. Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent it happens, but let's be real. People do not go and, shoot 20 deer and feed their family venison every night. First of all, the family would reject that because venison's not that great. And so it's time, I think, that we acknowledge what Canadians are saying, which is, the days of the pioneer lifestyle, they're long since gone.
Just FYI, Mr. Drummond, I know some fabulous Canadian cooks that cook venison absolutely amazingly. I'll get them in contact with you. So there was already a divided indication. Mr. Drummond saying really that, hey, hunting is an antiquated lifestyle and it needs to be gone, i.e. we're coming for hunting rifles next. And Trudeau saying, no, we're not really doing that. Well, let's fast forward the clock to November 2022, when new amendments were put towards this Bill C-21 or C-71 that then included an additional 519 firearms that now lumped in a suite of hunting-style rifles. So the 2.2 long-range rifle that you've got under your Christmas tree right now that has that 10-round rotator mag is now banned. Similarly, from the May 2020 ban, guns that have a caliber of projectiles that generate more than 10,000 joules of energy are banned, i.e. calibers like .458, .416, 500 Nitro Express. All the calibers that you typically use for large game animals in Africa and the Inuits are now technically banned. So I guess the government is thinking that one, Canadians don't go hunt in Africa, or two, the Inuits don't need large bore rifles to hunt what they hunt. So essentially they're telling the Inuits, use a smaller caliber to be less effective. That makes no sense, but anyway. So that's where we stand right now. So what has happened? Something amazing has happened. Members of Parliament from both sides of the aisle, you're talking about the LPC, the NDP, the CPC, members of Parliament like Francis Drouin, Brian May, Scott Davidson, there was a guy called McGregor in there, all from all walks of life, most of them non-hunters, that have come out in favor of hunting and hunters. And then you have Carey Price. Carey Price, you're an absolute bloody legend. Carey Price is a national celebrity in Canada. He is the goalkeeper for the Montreal Canadiens. Essentially a national treasure in Canada. And he decided to say something. On his Instagram profile, he only has 86 posts. He shows that he's an outdoors kind of guy, but he never really posts about him being a hunter. But his last post, and he hasn't posted anything since, is him standing up and saying, I am a hunter, and what you're doing is wrong. Trudeau, what you are doing is wrong. He has such a big influence that the Prime Minister responded to him. A celebrity that didn't have to say anything said something. When something isn't right, people from all across the spectrum, including celebrities that could get cancelled, are standing up and saying, this isn't right. This isn't right for you targeting hunters, law-abiding individuals that are managing wildlife, that are sustaining wildlife populations, that are feeding friends and family. And yes, Dr. Drummond, we will even send you venison because you say that it doesn't happen. Well, we'll send it to you. To all the Canadians, all I can say is continue to contact your MPs, continue to show the benefits and consequences of this hunting action that means so much to you. What it means to your lifestyle, what it means to the food on your plate. To all those Canadian MPs that are standing up for law-abiding hunters, and to Carey Price, thank you. I cannot say thank you enough. The hunting community cannot say thank you enough.